forward and enter his guard, because if I do that, he'll set his guard, get his grips, and now I'll need to deal with everything that he has here. Collar grip, pant grip, de la riva, foot on the hip, okay? It will be way harder for me to break, start working on pass here. So instead of doing that, guys, I want to right away connect guard passes, like outside guard passes, okay? So the first one that you do here is try to grab the collar and the pant, okay? So I grab the collar and the pant. You guys notice that I'm not like close with my legs to coach corner. I'm really like trying to stay with my legs away, okay? You see that he's trying to connect here and he's not like finding my hips, okay? So this is way easier for me to pass, okay? So we work in a couple options, okay? The first option is when I grab the pant and the collar, I'm moving for the collar side, and my partner start like framing me here and like following me. As soon as he follows, I pin his leg and I move to the other side, still holding the grips. Okay, that's the first option. One more time, collar, pant. I'm going for the collar side, he's framing, he's following me. I pin his leg and pass to the other side. Guys, notice that I have like my left shoulder and my left knee on the mat, and I have my right foot stepping on the mat, okay? I don't want to put like my knee. Look the difference. When I put my knee, all my weight that was on my shoulders, not anymore. He still can move. When I go here, all my weight goes on his upper body while I still have his leg here. So from here I can replace here and boom, hold my side control. Like when you're going against like someone that has long legs, okay, he'll be able to connect his leg on your hip. So let's suppose that I'm here, I'm passing to this side, he connects his leg on my hip here, okay? So it'll be harder for me to pass. What I want to do here now, guys, is kind of like do a steering wheel move, okay? So I walk back a little bit, I'll pull the collar and extend the leg, and then boom, drop my knee and control the head. You guys notice that I keep my arm stiff here, okay, to don't let him retain his guard, and then boom, I can go for the hip after. This drill, guys, in a situation when my partner is sideways, okay, when he has his back flat on the mat like he is now, it doesn't make sense, because my goal is try to get his back, and if his back's flat, his back's not exposed, so I won't be able to go for his back. So what I'll do, I'll be here on side control. Professor Rene tried to underhook me, and he got sideways here. So that's the perfect situation. I have his whole back exposed here, so I will work on that drill now, okay? So what I want to do is like put my hand on his rib, and I want to close my elbow here, okay? If you stay with your elbow open, I'll give Professor Rene the opportunity to wrestle up so he can go for my back, yes, or maybe he can come like in a single leg when he's here, okay? So when I close my elbow here, it's harder for him to come up, because I'm like making his underhook get weaker here. Okay, so the first step's here. Put my hand on his rib, close my elbow. Okay, now guys, I need to step behind his head. I don't want to step short here, because if I step here, when I do my rotation, I will end up like on his upper back, and I really want to finish my move over his hip. Okay, so I gotta close my elbow, step behind his back. Now I'll just drop my knee and rotate, doing like a spin. So look, drop my knee, I had this knee on the mat, now I'll put this one on the mat, and now I'll spin all the way to the other side. When I'm here, what I'll do to be continuous, I'll give Professor Rene a little space for him to come up and underhook me again. And I'll do the same, step, drop, spin, scoot, he underhooks me again. Step, drop, spin, scoot, step, drop, spin, and you keep doing this move. On the 10th one, guys, what you'll do, as soon as you finish 10 moves, Professor Rene will try to turtle, okay? So look, I'll drop, spin, and when I'm here, look, right away I'll get the seat belt. And now, what you'll do, guys, in this situation here that I'm on the seat belt, a lot of times Professor Rene try to rotate, okay, to roll. So as soon as he tries to roll outside, I need to come with my opposite leg. So if I'm on my right side here, I use my left leg, and I'll jump to the other side, and I'll try to put my knee in between his elbow and his knee. Okay, so I'm here, he tries to roll, I just jump with him, and I'll get his back. Okay, So each one of you guys do 10 times this drill. And then the 10th one, you end up getting his back. So he got here, boom, I speed, no. 1, 2.
Today we're gonna go over some of my favorite stuff, which is half guard. So this is my version of the half guard. Me and my brother Chris play half guard a lot. So once you're in the half guard, this is what you do not want from the person on top, right? Is he has an underhook. I can't really make any moves. Coach Connor is going to be able to do a lot of things, put a lot of pressure into me, open my guard, and then get to side control. So one thing I really like to do, and it works 95% of the time, depending on who you're going with, is what I call the John Wayne, like threaten sweep. So it's going to be like this. Connor's going to have pretty much a cross face on me, and he's not going to let me turn, because my goal is to be able to push away and get my hips away from him. But he has such a tight cross face that I can't turn onto my side. The key to half guard, and you guys always hear me say this if you've done my class, is you want to be on your side all the time, right? I want to be here, and I can get this knee shield. Then I can start working different sweeps or submissions from here. But this is not where I want to be, right? And you do never ever want to accept this position. So if you ever hear Professor Mair say, don't accept, this is what he means by don't accept. I want you guys always to fight right when you feel like you're about to get in side control or your guard passed, right? I don't want, cross face. I don't want this, and then here, and then now you're like, oh shit, okay, I'm flat. Right away, if I feel him passing, trying to pass my guard, I'm gonna go here, right? Right to my side, even if I can get to my elbow, even better. But I'm not gonna lay flat on my back, because look, if I lay flat on my back, what do I have to do? Get to my side, right? So you might as well just eliminate that position right away and get at least to your side on the half guard. Always to your side, because you're never gonna be able to do anything on your back from the half guard. So scoot this way. But say it does happen, tight cross face, underhook, he's on top. What I like to do is use this lever right here, right? I'll have my strong side. Don't remember this because I always use my bottom right leg as a half guard. I'll put it on top, and I'll put a lot of pressure on their calf. And what I'll do is just shift my legs from one side to the other, right? So if I do that, if he doesn't post out, then he's gonna get swept, right? But if Connor feels like he's gonna get swept, what's he gonna do? He's gonna post his arm out, right? So now look, I got this underhook, right? This is what I want. Once Connor feels this underhook, he's gonna feel threatened and he's gonna try to come up. If he tries to come up, it's even better. Now he's giving me space, right? Now I have space, and then what am I gonna do? Start scooting my butt out. This is the reason why I like to keep my underhook close and tight as possible. Because if I'm here and I get the underhook and I'm just right here, he's gonna either fish back, or if I'm here, I'm not gonna be able to scoot out if he comes up. If he comes up, look at my underhook's not, yeah, he can crush my underhook. But if he goes and he comes up, I'm gonna follow him, right? I even like to, if I can get all the way to the back lat, it's even better for me. Right when I'm here, I'm going to switch my hook and then just come up to my knees. And he's already gonna fall over. If not, he's gonna fight me, right? And then I'll just grab the knee, and now I'm on top. That's the reason why I like to keep a tight underhook, is to follow him coming up. So I'll go here. All right, I feel threatened, he has an underhook, this sucks. What I'm gonna do is shift my knees, enough where he posts his hand out. Once he posts his hand out, I'm gonna shift back, and now I have the underhook. He's gonna feel threatened, so he's gonna start getting up. I'm gonna just be attached to him. Once I'm on my elbows, it's good. I can even go here and just go into him on top. Normally my side control is gonna be here. I'm gonna have my opponent pushing away his face, because remember, at the end of the day, in order for him to get out, he's gonna have to face me, right? When he hip escapes, he's not gonna be able to hip escape if I have what they call a cross face here, where I need him to face the other way. So hip escape, see how much harder it is? So that's why he has you check the hip, right? And then he has this underhook. Even if I have him facing away, he can turn, and then now he can get his knee in between, right? And then the big thing is here, is he's going, he gets the knee in between. Look how he drops his knee down to my knee, and he pushes away. Now he's hooking. Now he's gonna switch his hips. And then look at his guard. Look how high his guard is. I don't want you below the hips, right here. I want you up here. If you're below the hips, go ahead and try to move me with your guard. Now go above. You see how much more control you have with the higher guard. And the reason why he underhooks me and brings me close to him is if you are in a street fight, I can't punch here, right? Maybe here, but it's not gonna be, it's gonna be better than here, because then I can still go here. But even here, this is why you want a high guard, is if I can punch, right, he can use his legs. A lot of the time, even myself, forget to use my legs when I use a closed guard. Everyone thinks it's just to hold and to start using just the hands. Remember, you're in a better position than I am, the person on the bottom. So if I try to punch, he's here. Push me away. Now he's on top in a mount position. So all this stuff correlates with everything. As much as you see, oh, we're only doing bottom side control, escapes. But this goes if you're in the street, high guard. You hear me say high guard all the time because you can control the hips, you control your partner. Sorry. Submissions, you're gonna have to chain them, right? It's either you're gonna go really fast on an armbar from closed guard that you have to go fast with, or they're gonna know what you're going for, right? So if you don't get the armbar, then you go for the triangle. You don't get the triangle, then you go for the omoplata, and you just keep chaining back and forth. It's gonna be very hard to get something really fast on the first try.
When you get it and you're spinning to like tighten it, is it just kind of like a race to get around them, or like can you get out to a hip? Is there a way to get your elbows closer together?
I mean, sometimes you even could just sit up because they're gonna try to alleviate the pressure. So if I'm here and I have this, right, I'm gonna spin. Sometimes he's just gonna wanna get up, or if I keep spinning this way, I can keep spinning through. It's just gonna get tighter every time.
Like am I just trying to follow you?
You could try to, yeah. I mean,
It's hard though.
yeah, because if I'm here and you just keep going with me, right, I'm just gonna keep going, and by that time, you have the grip, right, to pull into you, or he's just gonna go over. Sometimes they're just gonna go over because they don't want to get choked, so. Hey, so if you notice that you don't need a lot of pressure once you have the right angle on the Americana, like I said, the biggest thing is gonna be almost his elbow. The further you can bring his elbow to his ribs, the better. And then you just need to lift up his elbow just a little bit if you're doing it correctly. So for some reason, you can't get it. Another thing I like to do right away is I'm gonna stay low, and then I'll start fishing for the collar. So once I start fishing for the first collar, it's gonna be inside, 4 fingers in, right? So I'm gonna open it up, 4 fingers in, and then I'm gonna grab the outside of the fabric. Some people like to put the thumb in on the other side of the collar. I don't. I go 4 fingers in, and then grab. I like to just grab like this, just the outside of the gi, the fabric. So I'm here. The more deeper, the better, right? So I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna start just moving my arm to the other side. Once I have the collar, what you want to do is not like pull into you, I guess, because if I'm here, it's not going to be as fast. But if I get my forehead to the mat, it's going to be super tight. Like in order to choke Connor, if I get my forehead to the mat, it's going to be very bad for him. So if I go, I'm going to just go here. So you want to keep it tight. You don't want to, kind of don't want to do that, or like pull in. So it's going to be inside. I want my forearm across his neck from the one that's the 4 fingers in. And I'm just gonna go here on the outside, on the fabric next to his shoulder. So it's a little tricky to get it the first time. You'll figure it out. It'll take some repetition, but 4 fingers in, outside, and then it's almost just like my forward. He wants to go to the center of the mat. Right? 4 fingers in. I'll stay low. 4 fingers on the outside, grabbing the pretty much right where the shoulder is, and I'm just going to go up. I like to emphasize the 4 fingers inside is where you're going to get the choke. All right, this is going to help you bring the choke in to your forearm. Questions? Spider. Now I'm going to shift my hips again. Spider. Right? When you are shifting your hips, an easier thing to get your hips to move is put your weight your weight on top of his bicep, and it's going to help you move from side to side, right? So one thing we were going over is going to be the pendulum from spider guard. So I'm going to go here, one side, my hips are on the opposite side. I don't want to keep fully straight. I want a little bit of tension. In order for it to, you don't have fully straight, is pulling the sleeve. 4 fingers in is always good for the spider guard. The one thing that does suck about the spider guard is your grips, because they'll get burnt out, but it's always good to exercise your grip. Right? So I'm gonna go here. I want enough where I can kick through as well. Kick my leg out, bring his arm to my stomach, pendulum, and I'm gonna kick. Keep the foot on the bicep, push it out, and go to the mount.